equals the wind howled through the narrow streets of Grayton, weaving its way beneath the shutters of weather-beaten houses, carrying with it the scent of rain-soaked earth. A singular lamp flickered uneasily at the corner of Thornbury Lane, and there, leaning against the cold stone wall, stood Claire, her gaze a void lost in the dim light. Shadows deepened the hollows beneath her eyes, evidence of sleepless nights wrought with terror and regret. Her fingers twisted around a crushed photograph, a remnant of laughter caught in time, the moment's happiness now an unbearable weight pressing on her chest. Fragmented memories twisted in Claire's mind like the wisp of smoke curling from an extinguished candle. She had once been buoyant with dreams, poised to embrace life's infinite possibilities. But 3 years ago, that bright course had veered sharply into darkness when she and a friend had made a fateful choice, drawn together by youthful bravado and the intoxicating allure of disobedience. The disheveled party at Jim's loft had pulsated with a chaotic energy, laughter and music merging into a haze. They had dared each other to drive, flinging caution to the wind under the promise of glory, a few reckless minutes spent behind the wheel, spinning through the night. But fate, with its cruel hands, tightened its grip when sirens shattered the fragile facade they wore. Claire's heart raced as fragmented thoughts cut through. The impact, she remembered the sickening crunch, the shattering glass, the pleading eyes of another. The aftermath had unfolded like a dark curtain, revealing the twisted frame of consequence. A life extinguished, dreams dissolved, weighty silence remained, punctuated only by the relentless drone of guilt. As Claire stood there, time crept forward, twisting into an interminable loop where impossibilities mingled with regrets. She had told herself it was an accident, a mistake. But as days slipped into months, the truth, raw and unyielding, began to claw at her consciousness. Each sunrise whispered the name of someone who would never see the dawn, turning the light into a constant reminder of her failure. She stumbled through life, a ghost of her former self, kindness stripped bare, her laughter replaced by the hollow echoes of muted conversations. The specter of redemption loomed as the days dragged on, each moment a wrestling match between the desire to pretend it never happened and the need to confront her reality. She visited the family of the deceased, offering her condolences through broken words. Tears were shared, silence stretched thin, but the void she left in their lives seemed insurmountable. They accepted her, yet deep down, she knew that every "I'm sorry" floated like feathers in the wind, light, acknowledging, but never enough to ground the truth. An evening, cold with the promise of winter, brought her to the same street corner where she first committed her sin. As the drizzle fell softly, a sense of inevitability washed over her. Fate felt less like a distant stranger and more like a relentless tide, dragging her nearer to accountability. Her heart pounded as a figure approached, a young man with the same haunted look she wore, a brother perhaps, uncertainty clouding the face that reflected her turmoil. Recognition seeped into the air as he stepped closer, the unspoken condolences lingering like a heavy shroud. "Do you know what it feels like, to wake up every day with death shadowing you?" he asked, voice laced with an ache Claire recognized all too well. The silence between them spoke volumes, an implicit understanding of grief and remorse that seemed inescapable. Her eyes met his, and in that moment, words became futile, swallowed by the enormity of unresolved anguish. And then, like a downpour breaking through the clouds, acceptance coursed through her veins. Claire realized that while fate seemed to bind them both, strapping them together in shared suffering, the choices they made would paint them differently. She could not unring the bell. It had long since tolled, echoing with restless finality. But perhaps within that acknowledgement lay a glimmer of humanity, a chance to transform anguish into something akin to hope. The droplets continued to fall, each one an emblem of memories entwined with sorrow. As they stood sharing the weight of their shared tragedies, enveloped in the quiet hum of the world around them, there lay a question: what would the future hold? Would it signify redemption, or merely a reminder of their moral decay? The echoes of their choices loomed large, yet perhaps in grappling with their pain, they could begin to swim through the tumult of life anew, the answer forever drifting on the wind.